Yo guys, I had some ideas for some videos, but then this whole Bayonetta shit just popped up, and I have some thoughts about the Bayonetta shit. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about how the voice actress, the voice of Bayonetta, Hellena Taylor, just went in on Platinum Games and by extension, I guess Nintendo for paying her or offering her 4,000 for Bayonetta 3, which she declined because she felt that was an insulting offer. And then she went on Twitter and just blasted them. I'm oversimplifying. Just look up the video. You'll find it. I actually recommend looking up the videos. It's in like 4 different parts, so some people have spliced it together. Just go check it out. Now, a couple of things. Let me first say where I can agree with her and then give my probably unpopular opinions. So, I do photography. It's something on the side that I'm trying to grow. And I am a pretty damn good photographer, so I'm also not the cheapest when I offer my stuff. So I know what it means to accept what you believe you're worth. And you should do that. And yeah, 4,000 for a game like Bayonetta is kind of low. That's really low. And I know that voice acting hours don't necessarily take that long. Like you can record all of your lines and things like that and sounds and in a relatively short amount of time, but you aren't paid with those kind of things. Like photography is the same way. It's not a matter of that you can do it quickly. It's a matter of the time you've taken to learn this craft and you're good at your craft, and that's what you're paid for. You're not paid for the time, right? If I'm running a business, right? So I hire someone to do something for me. And I know the thing that they're going to do is potentially going to generate me, let's say $1 million in extra revenue. I am okay with paying them $150,000 because I'm expecting to get $1 million out of it, right? So I'm okay, take the $150,000. I'll make that exchange. And I don't care if it takes them 5 minutes or 3 hours. I'm like, it gets me the result I need, or it looks like it's gonna give me the result I need. So yeah, fine. Here, I'll pay you that much. I don't care. So it's not the time. It's the talent and everything behind it. Now, I understand that voice acting is a little different from other industries in the sense of like, let's take again with photography. If Nike hired me to do a ad campaign for them, I'm aware of the fact that Nike's going to use my images and put them up on billboards and stuff for an ad campaign that'll make them millions upon millions of dollars, right? So I can charge a significant amount to you to say, okay, these are my images you're going to use to make millions of dollars. So go ahead. Whereas voice acting is a little different, where the result in video games, especially with video games, the result of sales of the video game is not necessarily tied to the quality of the voice acting. It's a little harder to quantify. Some people disagree with me, but honestly, it is. Now, having said all that, yeah, 4,000 is low. I mean, this woman has been with you for years, through the first 2 games, through your struggles, because Platinum Games, and maybe this is part of the reason they lowballed her, I don't know, but Platinum Games hasn't been the most successful in terms of video games, honestly. Compare them to some of the big dogs like Capcom and things like that. They've had a few duds. I mean, think about Bayonetta wasn't popular enough for Sony or other companies to pick it up after the first one. They end up shopping it around and went to Nintendo, and Nintendo finally said yes and will publish it and all that kind of stuff. So Platinum Games has seen its fair share of issues with their video games, like super amazing action games that for some reason don't seem to sell as well, right? And Bayonetta apparently made a lot of money, but I'm sure if you compare the amount of money they made to sort of other titles of that level, or should be of that level, it made way less than, say, Devil May Cry, right? Which is funny, which is created by Kamiya. But Bayonetta is not Devil May Cry, right? Dante and Bayonetta, level of popularity, not the same. Of course, I could be wrong about all that part about the money and things like that. I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud. But yes, $4,000. That is a low amount. Honestly, it is. And I fully agree with that being, that's low, man. However, now we get into the problems. Baby girl, where are the receipts? Where the evidence? Where the info? Come on. You can't just throw this stuff out here, talk about, I don't care about the NDA, and then not give us anything. Maybe in the time since the video, she has brought out some stuff. I don't know. I haven't checked. But Kamiya saying, hey, she's full of shit. That's basically what he said. It's like, hey, man, this is not true. There's more to it. But so right now it's he said, she said, and she ain't got no receipts. I'm like, I'm sorry. I don't just believe all women. You gotta give me some proof, emails, what's going on. Come on. Now, knowing what I do know about the voice acting industry, I can imagine that that is the offer, but baby girl, receipts. Now, Kamiya, baby boy, receipts. But here's the thing, that's a Japanese company. That's never happening. They're never going to release that kind of stuff. Oh, no. Let me tell you, that is not happening unless it became some big legal thing and this came out. They are not releasing shit on the back end. That is never gonna happen. And here's where I have some problems with what she's doing and what she said. First, how you throw Jennifer Hale under the bus like that? That was really two-faced, just nasty behavior. Oh, I wish her well, but she can't sign her name to Bayonetta. Again, go watch the video. This, unless Hale did some underhanded shit that maybe that's what happened, like something happened in between the whole Bayonetta thing, like she confided in her and they knew each other and she was like, oh, this happened to me, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, yeah, girl, I know that's terrible. And then she went and took her job. I don't fucking know. Also, there's no way that Platinum Games got Jennifer Hale for $4,000 because she is an OG of voice acting. I mean, this woman was voice acting in Spider-Man, the animated series, which I was watching as a kid and I'm 37 years old, right? So she's been doing this since the 80s, right? There is no way they got her for $4,000, right? So, which leads me to believe that they really just didn't want to pay Hellena anymore. Anyway, that's some high school girl bullshit what she said. Oh, she's great and I wish her well, but fuck her. That's essentially what she did. Then she goes and throws Bayonetta 3 fans under the bus. I mean, these people. So she mentions that she wants to boycott the game, which is fucking crazy, but she wants people to boycott the game. And then she says, oh, I understand it's a personal decision if you don't boycott the game. But then she essentially goes right after that, but if you're a good person, you would boycott the game. Again, go watch the video. I am paraphrasing, but that is essentially what she says. She basically says only good people would boycott this game and do what I say. Which, again, I have only played Bayonetta 1 and I never finished it. But obviously I'm aware of the game and I've seen the game trailers and stuff like that, right? If I'm looking forward to Bayonetta 3 and you come out and you're like, hey, if you don't support me, fuck you. I'm like, bitch, go to hell. I mean, that's just not the most effective way to get people on your side, right? If you're just like, hey, I understand if you love the game and you want to continue supporting it, I get it, but I'd really like it if you could do this because blah, 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 blah. Don't put moral superiority onto the people who share your beliefs in something like this. You're just alienating people. You're alienating fans. You're alienating potential employers. You're alienating everyone almost. I mean, in this sort of trash woke world we live in right now, people don't like being lectured to. And the last thing people really want is to say, hey, I really like this game. I'm looking forward to it. Oh, wait, I'm a bad person if I don't necessarily agree with what you're saying. Come on, man. And then I know people won't like this and it's right or wrong. At the end of the day, Platinum Games doesn't owe her shit. They don't. She didn't sign anything where she owns this character or she has royalty. I don't know if she has royalties or anything like that, but this is not your character. This is not your company. This is not your game. You're an independent contractor that got hired to do a job. Now, should they have paid you more? I would say yes. They could have paid you more or they should have paid you more. But at the end of the day, they don't owe you shit. It is up to you. You have to figure out your own finances and how you can be as successful as you can be with voice acting. And I hear all the horror stories about voice acting, but what are you motherfuckers doing about it? What are you guys doing about it? You voice actors so that this shit doesn't happen. People get canceled and all this kind of stuff all the time and they figure out alternate ways to make it work. Make it fucking work, right? Now, I'm not in that industry. I don't know how hard it is, but there's got to be enough of you that you can figure this shit out. Figure out something. Start producing your own stuff. I don't know. Get with some animators and this. And I don't know. Maybe you make a company that helps with this kind of stuff. I don't know, but maybe this is the catalyst for that. Stop relying on these other people for your own success and your own money. You've got to figure out how to make it work. And she talks about how she's not afraid of the NDA because she can't even run her car, which she's British, so I don't know what that means. Does that mean like you don't have gas for a car? You don't have enough to get a car? Is that what you're saying? I'm a little confused. Please, British people, tell me, what does that mean? But the fact that you don't got money for your car, that's on you, boo-boo. That's on you. Oh, I just want a living wage, blah, blah. That's ultimately on you. If voice acting ain't paying the bills like it's supposed to, supplement it with something. I'm sorry, people don't want to hear that shit, but that's what you gotta do. That's what you gotta do. That ain't platinum. That don't Platinum Games because you can't afford to put money and gas in your fucking tank. That's your problem. That's your problem, ultimately. I know that sounds harsh, but you gotta figure that shit out. You gotta fix it. Go get another job. Go work something else. Go teach voice acting. There's gotta be something. I mean, maybe she is doing those things. I mean, maybe she's directing voice acting and things. She's doing all this supplementary stuff because voice acting isn't paying the bills. But that's what it is right now. And I know people are gonna hate me for these statements, but that's just how I feel about this whole situation based off my own personal beliefs and values and the information that was currently provided recently. Now that may change as more info comes out, so there's that. And I guess at the end of the day, the ultimate thing too is no one is boycotting shit, or not enough people are gonna boycott shit for this to make a difference. Why? Well, because for one, I'm pretty sure Bayonetta has a Japanese dub, right? You think all those Japanese fans give a shit about what's going on with you and your situation? They're probably more likely on Twitter to be like, oh, that does seem pretty low, but why is she doing this? That just seems kind of mean to go out and, bash everyone like that. That's just the way, like, a lot of Japanese people will think. But why should they care? They're gonna play the Japanese dub. If there is one. I don't know. I think there's one. Some may play it in English, but they're not thinking about Hellena Taylor as a person. They just think, oh, her voice sounds cool. And then just think about voice acting as it pertains to video games versus television and movies. There is a very, very distinct difference. When you are watching a movie or a TV show that is animated, you are experiencing that TV show mainly through the acting, the voice acting. That is how you are really experiencing everything, everyone's emotions and all that kind of stuff. Yes, there's the visuals and everything like that too, but ultimately, if the acting is awful, then it's gonna take you out of it and you'll be like, oh man, that wasn't really enjoyable. That was not a good movie, not a good TV show, because the voice acting was so terrible and blah blah blah. It takes you out. I saw someone compare this to replacing Tim Allen Lightyear, and I'm like, that is not even remotely the same. One of the main reasons that Tim Allen got replaced is because of his politics, because Disney is a woke piece of shit right now, right? And that was a main thing that pissed people off, was like, how would you take the iconic voice of Buzz Lightyear and replace him because of his politics? That's just fucked up. And it's not like Tim Allen was particularly like super conservative, right? That was like a political hit. In that case, people were upset. But then also, it's not the same because it's a movie versus video game. And you experience a video game through the gameplay mostly. Yes, the voice acting is an important part of establishing the characters and the overall experience, but ultimately the voice acting can be subpar. But if the gameplay and everything else is strong, you're like, that game was amazing. Take the original version of Castlevania Symphony of the Night. For those of you who are old enough to have played the original version before they changed the voice acting. The voice acting is god awful. It's actually so god awful that it's amazing. Like, it's classic. It's so good. I don't even want to play the newer versions where they changed the voice acting. I'm like, nah. Give me the original stuff. It's classic. But that game is so amazing. You don't care about the voice acting being like what it was. Plus it was 1997 and that was just what the quality was at that point. But it's the gameplay, right? It's the visuals of that game being so amazing that you don't care that the voice acting is not on par. So ultimately people are going to enjoy Bayonetta because of the gameplay. They like playing the game. They don't ultimately care that this person is voicing Bayonetta versus this other person. Yes, some people do, but most people are like, I love playing this game. It is fun to play. It is fun to kick dudes and beat up demons and have her be half naked when she's sitting there fucking people up. It's cool. That's what they want to enjoy. They don't care that much about who's voicing the person. And that's just the truth. And then I just think it's complete arrogance and self-centeredness to say, oh, they're probably going to come up with a spin-off with this other character. Don't buy that one either. It's like, really? You are being that petty about this that they should never buy another game associated with Bayonetta forever because you didn't get paid what you wanted to get paid. And I can say, yes, that was a low ball offer and you chose not to take it, which is on you. That is, I fully respect that, being like, nah, motherfucker, that's too low. Fuck you. I'm not taking that. But then you're just going to go all scorched earth because you're upset. They didn't do anything illegal to you. They didn't violate you. They didn't do anything like that. This is not like a Me Too moment or anything like that. You just didn't get paid what you wanted to get paid. And I understand being upset about it. But for you to, okay, anything associated with Bayonetta, fans, don't do it because I didn't get what I wanted. That is just ultimate entitlement, and in some ways it makes ladies look bad because it's part of that whole female entitlement thing. It's like, okay, you didn't get paid what you want to get paid. I understand that. That fucking sucks. But you know what? Don't go scorched earth. Now you broke an NDA, and now if I'm looking at you and I'm another studio or I'm a TV animation studio, whatever, I'm like, yo, so Hellena Taylor is a problem. If she doesn't get exactly what she wants or she feels a bit upset about stuff, she's gonna start blasting shit out on the fucking internet. I don't understand this. Like, why would you do that? Especially for something like this. I'm not talking about something really egregious and potentially illegal and super messed up. You just ultimately didn't get paid what you wanted to get paid, and I understand you being upset about that. But to tell fans, never buy another game associated with the character that I played, and to blow up potential future deals because of something like this just doesn't seem like the smartest idea. Now, who knows? It may switch and you may get a whole bunch of offers from people that are really supportive of you, which is great. That happens too. But I don't know, man. This whole thing just kind of sits poorly in my mouth because no receipts, about anything. So right now it's he said, she said. You threw fans under the bus. You threw the woman who took over under the bus. And you're talking about a legendary OG voice actress you threw under the bus. And then you're telling people never buy a game associated with this character that I used to play ever. Like, bitch, how entitled are you? I'm sorry, I called her a bitch. I'm sorry, but that's just that feeling that comes up when you hear this kind of stuff. It's like, bitch. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm pretty sure people are gonna hate me for these comments, but yeah, that's until any new information comes out. This is kind of where I'm at. Anyway, let me know what you guys think. I'm prepared, at least I think I am, to get destroyed, so I understand. All right, I'll see you guys later.